Welcome to a pre-match edition of WION World of Cricket. I am Esha Hanspal. The last 2023 ODI World Cup League stage match for South Africa and Afghanistan. Match number 42 being played at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad today. In just a short while from now, well, the Proteas coming at the back of a massive loss to India, but they have secured their spot in the top 4. They're also the team who lost to Netherlands in Dharamshala. Afghanistan are coming at the back of a spirited loss to Australia at the Wankhede in Mumbai. Had it not been for Glenn Maxwell's 201, they would have pocketed that win. Well, mathematically speaking, currently on 8 points and placed 6th on the table, the Afghans are still in contention for a spot in the semis, but it certainly looks like a very tall order to climb, almost impossible. Well, Dav Whatmore with me in the studios, looking sharp in his festive attire. Let me straight up get his views on what he makes of this matchup. Dav, Afghanistan have won the toss and have elected to bat first.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. They've gone with an unchanged team. They obviously see that their best chance is to bowl second, and South Africa haven't had a great history of chasing scores, but they too have a chance to put a few demons to bed if they do really well chasing. But Afghanistan have started really well by winning the toss, and I think they've also started well by batting first.
We're still awaiting on the squad for South Africa. Afghanistan, as they have declared, is an unchanged squad. The second I get that, I will be discussing that with you guys. First up, are you surprised to see Temba Bavuma? Yes, he's the skipper. He's expected to be there. But we have discussed this. Perhaps Reza Hendricks should be coming in his place?
Look, whatever we discuss, is probably immaterial, really. I think you'll find that the South Africans will stay with their nominated captain. I think it would be a huge interest if he was to drop himself. And I don't think that will happen. He's still got some runs. It's not that he's getting, ones or twos or threes. He's only a score away from getting back into form, and we know what he can do. A little bit like Josh Butler, I guess. There's been a number of games where he's also missing some runs. But it does allow this discussion that, should Reza Hendricks come in, because he's only had 2 games. One was a really good innings. But that will continue to be discussed, but I don't think it makes any difference. Temba Bavuma is the captain and will play.
Can we take a look at your 11, Dav, for South Africa till we await on the playing 11 that's actually taking the field today? Yeah,
now, again, the only thing I wasn't sure of was that we play another spinner or do we go with Gerald Coetzee. But here we go, captain with de Kock, Rassie van der Dusen, who's always at 3, Aiden Markram's always at 4. Klaasen at 5, Miller at 6, very good 4, 5 and 6. Marco Jansen 7, also a very good contributor. Maharaj, who's also been good with the bat, but terrific spinner. Rabada, Coetzee and Lungini. Now, I had the fast bowler in there, but if there is to be another spinner, Tabraiz Shamsi comes in. I'm forecasting that Gerald Coetzee will go out. So at the moment we've got 4 fast bowlers and 2 spinners, a 6 formation in the attack. We should let that graphic be, because we do have the final playing 11 going in to play today. Let's take a look at how that compares with your 11, Dav. Starting with Quinton de Kock, Temba Bavuma, Rassie van der Dusen, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaasen, David Miller, Fulik Wayo, Gerald Coetzee, Keshav Maharaj, Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngidi. So Reza Hendricks, Marco Jansen, Tabraiz Shamsi and Lizard Williams all sitting out. Okay, Jansen's having a break, all right? And in his place was the first game, I think. Can you... Yeah, you want me to repeat the 11? Just after Miller. Okay. I'll just repeat the entire list. Quinton de Kock, Temba Bavuma, Rassie van der Dusen, Aiden Markram, Klaasen, David Miller, Fulik Wayo. Fulik Wayo. Yeah. Gerald Coetzee, Keshav Maharaj, Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngidi. Okay.
Tabrez Shamsi is sitting out. Marco Jansen, Hendricks and Lizard Williams out.
Yeah, so they've still got four and two. So Maharaj and Markram I've got as a spinner as well. So that's also a decent attack. And they've, unless Marco Jansen's got a little niggle or he's injured, he's been given a well-earned break. So that's a good thing. They're in the semi-finals, and they've got an opportunity to put a few demons to bed here. By the way, so but they still got to try and restrict the Afghanistanis' total to a manageable one that they can overhaul.
Dab, are you happy with the bowling attack that they have chosen? They have gone with one spinner in Keshav Maharaj. Tabrez Shamsi is sitting out. And then they're playing Rabada,
Kutsi,
Ngedi, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think so. I mean, that's basically the same attack except for Marco Jansen. Marco Jansen is their leading wicket taker, by the way.
Yeah.
Jansen,
especially in power plays, he's got a very good record.
Yeah, Jansen has got 17 wickets. A lot of those have been up front. So, they're going to probably miss that today. And Afghanistan's got an opportunity to hopefully start well, don't lose those early wickets, build from there. And we all know, people have heard me talk, how wonderful their top order is. They're still learning, but they're learning very quickly, and they're nothing to be sniffed at, and they potentially can score. Average score here, first innings batting, it's around about 250, 260. So it's a big ground too. So their spinners is going to have the luxury of having the boundaries that are deeper, which means the catches and the balls hit in the air will hang in there longer.
Would you still say good call to have Jansen sitting out? We know that he's had one freak bad game against India the last time around, but overall he's had a good tournament. Should he have played still?
Well, we don't know why he's not there, Esha, but I think, regardless, he's one of the main players. Yeah, he's their leading wicket taker. He's very good with the bat, helping them out down there. And if he needs a break, that's a good thing too. So they've exercised that option if that's what's happened. If he's got a small niggle, then even better.
Okay. Now, going over to Afghanistan, your squad was pretty much the same as the one they've gone with. If you want, I can read that out.
Yeah, no, I've got that. 4 spinners, same.
Afghanistan's final 11, the playing 11. Let's take a look at that. It's Rahmanullah Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran, Rehmat Shah, Hashmatullah Shahidi, the skipper, Azmatullah Omarzai, Ikram Ali Khil, the wicketkeeper, Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman, Noor Ahmad, Naveen ul Haq. So 4 spinners. Fazal Haq Farooqi is not playing.
He's not there, same team.
Yeah, Naveen ul Haq comes in.
Yeah, their numbers 5 and 6 has really been the revelation, I think. We all know that top 4 is very good. Very good players. But this all-rounder, Omarzi, he's picked up the tempo really quick in this tournament. Only youngster. And Ikram Alikil, he's also very, very busy cricketer and a wicket-keeper, which has allowed Gurbaz, to have a bit of a break running around the field before he puts the pads on and bats. So, and then you've got Nabi and Khan, it's 2 very experienced players. So that's a very good mix. But this, again, they've decided to go with, with the 4th spinner. A brave move, maybe. Who knows? But certainly, Noor Ahmed adds that little bit of, extra variety of, his left arm wrist spinners plenty of googlies that can baffle and bamboozle batsmen.
Would you have gone with 4 spinners on this ground?
Well, I thought maybe 3 might have been enough to give him an extra.
And you would have played Fazal Haq Farooqi.
Yeah, give him a little bit of, a bit more variety with the seam bowling. At the moment, you only got 2, so and one is, an all-rounder. That's just opinion of mine. Let's see how they go. They weren't successful. They nearly were last game against Australia, when they had them in all sorts of trouble until Maxwell turned it on. So they're hoping to do the same too here.
Who would you have been sitting out? had you played another pacer?
Noor Ahmed.
Noor Ahmed.
Yeah, you couldn't drop the other three. I mean, they're the Fab Three, you know, and they're very good spinners, all of them.
Yeah. Dal, we've talked a lot about Afghanistan's spin attack, but the reality of this World Cup has been that they haven't really picked up too many wickets.
No, they're not. Yeah.
So
Rashid
what do
9.
you make of that? Yeah, what do you make of that, though?
Rashid 9, Naveen ul-Haq's 8 and Omazi 7. So not many yet. They've won 4, haven't they? And they're going for their 5th game. So yes, it reflects more of a real team effort that they've won chasing. And even with the batting, really, their highest scorer is Ibrahim Zadran with 361 runs. Not many more figure in the top 10, on the top 12 of the run scorers for Afghanistan. Yet they've won 4. So it's been a team effort. They've made contributions. There hasn't been 1 or 2 standouts, but they've done it collectively. So you're right. The spinners, we talk about the spinners, they haven't shown much in the wickets column. They might today, but they've still won 4 games.
Yeah. In fact, in the series against Australia, it was Naveen ul-Haq and Fazal Haq Farooqi who made all the difference, and not their spin attack, really. This is before the World Cup. So this trend has gone on for some time now, one would say. Okay, so it's a battle of what versus what today that we can expect in Ahmedabad. It is going to be South Africa's batting versus Afghanistan's spin attack, as we always by default expect it to be, or is it going to be batting versus batting, because you have the likes of Zadran who can put up good scores?
It's obviously the spin against South Africa's batting, because there's 4 of them in the Afghanistan team, and they'll probably will dish up, you know, nearly 40 overs of spin. If they're doing really well, it'll be all of 40 overs. But yeah, that's definitely will be a battle in that second half. The front half, of course, definitely has to be Afghanistan's batting against some pretty decent seam bowling. So that's the 2 halves. And it'll be very interesting. Again, we know that it's difficult for Afghanistan to make the semi-finals. But again, like another match just recently, for me, it'll be how far has Afghanistan come now when they play another strong team after Australia. They got a little bit of confidence knocked out of them, but a lot of positives.
Yeah.
How far have they come? Let's see today. And I think they're up for it. They'll be up for it.
So when you say it is Afghanistan's spin against Australia's batting...
South Africa's batting. Oh, you mean last game?
Yeah, no, this one, I beg your pardon. Against South Africa's batting. Would you then, when you juxtapose it against their decision to bat first, would you say it's a good call?
No, I think it is a good call, because coupled with that is... you know, the little potential wobble of South Africa batting second. So they've given themselves every chance to, you know, have another victory today. I wouldn't call it an upset, to have another victory, provided they put their heads down and they work their butts off to get a decent score, 100 to 250 plus, I think.
Okay. Top 4 spot, probably impossible to look at right now.
Yeah.
But Afghanistan can certainly take a lot of positives from this tournament.
Oof.
A lot of positives.
Lots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, everyone would agree that they've performed exceptionally well this tournament. And if they had beaten Bangladesh, that's right. If they had beaten Bangladesh early in this tournament, that's the thing that's going to, you know, be really upsetting them. I think every time you think of it, you think, oh, if you only played better that day, then they could have been. We'll be talking a different language now.
Yeah, and they almost beat Australia the last time.
That's right. Yeah. It took one man, superhuman effort, to beat them.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of good things. A lot of good things.
Okay. On that note, can we take a look at your key battles
yes.
that we can look forward to today?
Yep. I've got 3 South Africans. De Kock, who is, I expect him to return to the top of the run-scoring list today. De Kock versus Naveen ul-Haq. And he'll be trying to do exactly what he did to Travis Head. What a delivery. Would have got most top left-handers out. Around the wicket, angling in, forcing the left-hander to come forward to it, and it leaves him. That's when you have to just pray that it doesn't hit the outside edge. So I think he'll be looking to do something similar with de Kock, and that's my first battle.
Dav, I just interject there for a second. Would you have played Naveen ul Haq instead of Fazil Haq Farooq?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
You would, right?
Yeah. He had a good outing last game against Australia. So
okay.
Yeah.
We can just look at the graphics also there so that our viewers have better clarity. Starting with Quinton de Kock and Naveen ul Haq. We already discussed this.
Yep.
Let's go over to the next one now.
I've got Rassie van der Dusen, who's also a very, a decent number 3. Very hard to get him out, and they'll need to get him out. Mujibur Rahman, I'm expecting a wicket early. So this guy will continue to bowl to Rassie van der Dusen to try and get him out of it, because he's also a glue. He's the guy that will bat long. He'll start off reasonably slowish, but he'll make it up later on. And
Has he managed to impress you in the World Cup, though?
Yeah, he has, but he hasn't got too many wickets at all. But he's had a difficult job, a bit like Aryan Dutt and Thikshana. They throw in the ball. Spinners, always spinners coming in those 3 teams, bowling in the difficult situation. So, without getting wickets against his name, I think he's done a good job. Okay. Then the third one is Klaasen, who's a middle order, and he will definitely be facing this guy, Rashid Khan, who has got 9 wickets. And he is their leading wicket taker for Afghanistan with only 9. But everyone knows you can't take him lightly. Perhaps they have said, look, in team meetings, let's just keep him out of the wickets column, knock him around, and we'll score off the others. That could very well be also a tactic. So Henrik Klaasen, who we all know is a very destructive player, he'll have to negotiate Rashid Khan. All right, 2 from Afghanistan. Again, Ramanullah Gurbaz, who's always a potential problem for any team at the top of the order for Afghanistan, is the aggressor. And, with technique, with a strong mind. So, this will be a really good battle, but Marco Jansen is not playing today, so he will have to battle it out with an Ngidi or a Rabada or a Kutsa, whoever it is, you've got to try and get this guy out, because, the longer he spends at the crease, the more runs it's going to be on the board.
Also, Gurbaz, would you say he's had a consistent tournament? He fairly consistent. He's got a sort of small starts and got out. He's threatened to do it. And he's probably also lucky that his mate Ibrahim Zadran, his opening partner, has been more consistent. Number 3 and 4 have been also very consistent. And then those 2 little engine boys, Ikram and Ali Kil.
Ali Kil and Umarzi have done well.
Umarzi and Shahidi as well, off and on.
Yes, left-handed captain. So, Ibrahim Zadran I've got here to face obviously a fast bowler from South Africa, Lungi and Giddy's playing, and he will definitely try and, get that ball high on the bat, bounce, hit it high on the bat to get a edge to the wicketkeeper. But he's in a great vein of form. So, I'm expecting him also, if he gets a start, he can go on. He looks like he's got a good temperament.
Okay.
That's our 5.
Okay. Also, now looking at the Afghanistan batting order and also the key battles that you discussed, would you say that Afghanistan can perhaps place more faith in the middle order than the top order?
Afghanistan?
Yes.
No, I think their top order is very good. Their top order is the main reason why they're winning. They're chasing scores. They're not chasing today. They have to set a good target. But their top order has been the one. They've won with a number of wickets in hand. Certainly, Nabi and Rashid can come and give a little bit of muscle later in the innings, and they can only do that if the top order has done their job.
Umarzai and the middle order, in fact. So my question was, would you say their middle order is perhaps winning them more matches? Like Gurbaz, we've discussed, you agree that he's been more or less consistent, not as consistent as we would have perhaps liked him to be.
But 3, 4 and 5 is good. 3, 4, 2, 3 and 4 very good players. They've been getting consistent runs. So, yeah, your middle order also, you know, is very pleased that that's happening because they don't have to come in and face the new ball. However, you know, the middle order also is a contributor. And as I said, if they're also doing a little bit of contribution, then the other two, the heavy hitters, Mohammed Nabi and Rashid Khan.
Okay. For the sake of our viewers, let's take a look at the points table. I will request the team to fire that one just so that we know which team wins and how does this match go and who plays whom in the semi-finals. I think we've almost reached that stage of the tournament.
Yes, we know that.
We discuss that. Here it is. So the top three have qualified for the semis on 16, 12 and 12 points. New Zealand are on 10 points. This place is still mathematically up for contention.
Yeah.
It's Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan is next going to play England.
That's right. Last night, Diggy, the sports editor, and myself, we called it. We're going to put a Q next to New Zealand. So it's next to impossible for Pakistan and Afghanistan, very sadly, you know, to force their way up into that fourth spot. So, you know, we think we're very confident that New Zealand will end up playing India on Wednesday at the Wankhede in Mumbai. And South Africa, Australia will battle it out in Kolkata. So, you know, but that shouldn't detract from, you know, an ODI, very important with Pakistan playing tomorrow and Afghanistan playing today.
That's irrespective of the fact that India and Australia both have another game to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So this, you feel, is...
Well, even if Australia ends up on second, they still play the third, right? So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, 2 and 3 play each other, 1 and 4 play each other. So I think that's pretty much set.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at a few comments that we've got on No More with Whatmore. After that, we will have to get back to the match because this one... Oddly, even if this is a dead rubber, it doesn't feel like it.
No, Afghanistan are there, man. You know, they're up and coming, and South Africa really do need to put some demons away. You know, they've got an absolute job to do today. Yeah. So that's very interesting to watch that happen, unfold.
Yeah, Dab, right until the round 9, we see these interesting matches play out. I don't think there's been a single match that's been a dead rubber, as one would call it.
As such, yeah. Mainly because of that Champions Trophy, you know, that came into light just about a week and a half ago. It's opened everyone's eyes.
Okay. Let's see. This is from Shanto, who says, Kagiso Rabada has just been presented with a special cap by Sean Pollock for his 100th ODI appearance. A big day for the big guy from the Proteas.
Yeah, he's been around a while, hasn't it? You know, congratulations to him. Kagiso Rabada, but it almost feels as though he's like a veteran. He's been around that long. But that just goes to show you that they haven't played too many ODIs, all countries.
Yeah. Okay, Hinsa says, again South Africa got to chase after losing the toss to Afghanistan. Crucial match for Afghanistan to snatch the 4th spot from New Zealand to be in the semi-finals.
Well, that's next to impossible. I wish that would be the case, but they're going to have to win in like 10 overs for them to do it. It was a huge win yesterday by the Kiwis, which really, you know, put too much distance between them and the 5th and 6th place team.
Okay. This is from Ansh, who says, if Afghanistan win this match by 438 runs, they will still stay in contention for qualification to the semi-finals.
He's answered
there
his own
goes our
question.
statisticians again.
Yes, 400-odd runs. They have to win by it, not score that.
438 runs.
Yeah, so you see, it is just, you know, impossible.
Yeah, but however, do you think it's still possible on that wicket? The wicket has seen big scores.
No, they have to win by that, right? So they have to score 800.
Yeah, and South Africa may have to score 50-odd runs.
No.
Okay.
Impossible.
Cool. I had to ask. Okay, this is from Amit. He says, They have to win this game, another one, by 434 runs to stay in the competition, and that is not possible.
No,
realistically.
we all wish it was not the case. Yeah.
This is from Dumo from South Africa, who says, Bavuma doesn't have luck when it comes to winning the toss. I hate chasing because we are not good in chasing. I hope this game will be different and it will come with positive results.
Yeah, actually, I haven't noticed too much the incidence of winning the toss or not winning the toss with Temba Bavuma. But I do know they've been handed a couple of real gifts during the course of this tournament by asking them to bat first.
Yep.
So I do recall, in those cases, certainly, they didn't win the toss. Maybe he's just waiting for that all-important toss on Thursday against the Aussies. He might win it then. That's what counts.
Yep. Okay, this is from Zuck, who says, Bavuma doesn't have luck when it comes to winning the toss. I hate chasing because we are not... Okay, this is another one.
Supporter.
Yeah, another comment on the same lines. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we also conducted a few polls, and these are the poll questions that we asked. What will be the first innings total? Less than 100, between 100 and 200, between 200 and 300, above 300?
No, I'm going between 2 and 3 on that options. Yeah, between 2 and 3. I'd like to see at least 250.
Okay, so that's what our viewers think too. 41% say it's going to be between 200 and 300. 32% say above 300, which is also quite expected. One would say 310, 305?
Oh,
no?
No, okay. I think against that attack and also the distance of the boundary, it's a lot bigger. So there won't be as many boundaries, I don't think.
Okay. Between 100 to 200 is 18% and less than 100 is 9% of our viewers. Who is going to be Afghanistan's best player? Gurbaz, Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman, Hashmatullah Shahidi?
Well, the captain's been very consistent, isn't he?
He has.
I'll go with Hashmatullah Shahidi.
Okay, he gets
Probably
the
get that wrong.
least number of votes. Rashid Khan is very popular. He gets the maximum votes, 45%, followed by Gurbaz, who gets 38%, Mujibur Rahman 10%, and Hashmatullah Shahidi 7%. So Mujibur Rahman gets more than Shahidi.
Okay. I'm down the bottom.
Yeah. So who will win the match today? Very simply asked, South Africa or Afghanistan?
Look, I'm going to have to go with South Africa. But again, when it comes to Afghanistan, nothing will surprise me. You know, I'm really hoping for another close game. And this time, if it is a close game, maybe Afghanistan might get that little bit of luck that will, take them over the line. But at the moment, I'm going for South Africa.
So just by a very small margin, our viewers also think it is going to be South Africa, 53%, and the remaining 47% say it is going to be Afghanistan. Okay, who is going to be the top scorer for South Africa? Quinton de Kock, Aiden Markram, Klaassen, Rassie van der Dusen.
De Kock is due again. He's had a couple of little lowies, but I think he's due again. I think he may just, maybe the one that wins it for South Africa, batting second.
Okay, Dav says de Kock is due again, and looks like our viewers also think so.
Agree. Wow.
79% of them think it is going to be Quinton de Kock. Rassie van der Dusen, following that, Aiden Markram gets only 7% and Klaassen only 3%. I'm a little surprised to see that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, they're all good, aren't they? They're all. You can pick anyone, and you got a chance.
Especially after that knock of Markram's, and Klaassen is he's just really good. All right, so we're going to take a few more comments in our mid-innings show. For now, we will wrap up our proceedings on a pre-match show, and we're going to get back to the match, and we will come back to analyze that first innings. For now, it's bye.